I think the Republicans are grasping at straws in the most almost disingenuous, sad, even occasionally pathetic way. It's shocking to me that the Republicans are so unwilling to allow politics to end at the water's edge, with a few exceptions. Distinguished senators who really reach for the common ground. Dick Lugar, my partner, is the ranking member of the Foreign Relations Committee, and some of the other members are really terrific in the way that they do that. But there's a core, I regret to say, within the party that I think forgets the lessons of an Arthur Vandenberg or past history. When is America strongest? America is strongest when we can find common ground. The fact is that the last years, I mean, this is no secret, every public opinion poll in the world showed how unpopular President Bush was for the policies he took. There is no issue about whether or not there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. It was a war of choice. It was a mistake to go there. And most reasonable people in the world understand what it has cost us. The result of going to Iraq is, in fact, to have strengthened Iran. It is to have created unease in the Sunni world about the rise of the Shia crescent, as they call it, and the rise of Iran and its of its current involvement and intrusion in the affairs of many countries in the region. And that occurred because the balance that existed with Saddam Hussein was taken away. There are any number of downstream negative impacts through that. The fact is that Hamas and Hezbollah are stronger. Hamas today controls Gaza. I mean, you can run down a list of things where you have acts of omission or commission where they have made the United States weaker. For all of the bluster of those 8 years, what is the situation with North Korea? They have more nuclear weapons. What is the situation with Iran, where they drew a red line saying no enrichment? They have enriched, and the administration did nothing. So if you want to make the case of weakness, I'll have a debate any day, anywhere, with Newt Gingrich or anybody else about what has made America weaker and how we are now setting out to strengthen America's position in the world. Part of strengthening our position in the world relies on our ability to bring nations to our side. If you don't have multilateral fronts that can bring sanctions against countries when they misbehave, it's very difficult for unilateral sanctions, which the Bush administration did a lot of, to have any effect. So I think we're on a path to strengthen ourselves. Nobody has any illusions this is easy. A handshake, a smile, whatever it is not the stuff on which our security is going to be defined. But if we can bring some countries to the table and get intrusive inspections with the Russians and have a START agreement, if we can reduce the numbers of nuclear weapons, if we can do a better job of prosecuting terror, that's really going to be the test. And I know that, you know, we are grateful that no attack took place against our territory over the course of the last 8 years, but remember the mantra of the last administration. It is not a question of if, it is a question of when. And they can't walk away from that now, even as we go forward here. So we're going to have to try to find the common ground if we can. And the real proof about America's position in the world will be how we do at the United Nations, how we do at START, how we do in the Middle East, how we do in the course of these tough tests that we face, many of them, I might add, as a result of the failures of the last 8 years.